Everybody, Josh here at North Akron Fit Body Boot Camp. I'm here with Caitlin. Today we're going to go through our warm-up that we use before all of our sessions. This is a great warm-up to use before any workout or to do first thing in the morning or when you just need to get up from your desk and relax, stretch out a little bit. It's going to get some blood flowing. It's low impact, but it's going to help you maybe refresh your brain, relax, or wake up. It's amazing how that can work. So what we're going to do here is Kate's going to run through everything. I'm going to explain all the movements as we go along. You ready, Caitlin?
Yep.
Okay, so when we start our sessions, what we're going to do is start by getting fast and loose. Basically just moving in place. Now obviously, if you just woke up, this could be a good way to get some blood flowing. From here, we're going to fold at the hips with those heavy hands and heavy head, reaching for those toes. And if you need to, get a soft bend in your knees so you can get your hands down on the floor. Bend them as much as you need. Show them what that might look like also, Caitlin. There we go. And now from there, she's going to walk out to that push-up position. Now she's going to squeeze her glutes nice and tight. Slight bend in the elbows. Notice how her elbows, the inside of her elbows are pointed toward the front of her, and the back of her elbow is pointed at the wall. Big chest, pull those shoulders down and away from the ears, walling up those abs and squeezing those glutes tight. She takes a deep breath in through the nose, and then she's going to push that air out and pike up nice and high, driving her palms into the floor, pushing her heels down toward the floor, getting her hips nice and high, and pushing her chest down towards her toes and thighs. Take another deep breath here in through the nose, and then push that air out through the mouth. Come back to that push-up position. Now in that push-up position, now she's going to lower her knees down to the floor, and she's going to go into what we call a cat-cow. So shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. She's going to arch her lower back, letting her belly sink toward the floor, tilting her head back, taking a deep breath in through her nose, and then pushing that air out as she drives her arms into the floor, rounds her back, squeezes her glutes, tucks her chin toward her chest, and pushes that air out. She's going to go back and forth here, 6 reps in each direction. Drive those arms on the floor, then let your belly sink toward the floor, pull those shoulders down away from the ears, try to roll those eyes so you can catch a peek of the wall behind you. Here we go, deep breath, push that air out, squeezing those glutes nice and tight, really trying to open up that spine here. Deep breath, and then push that air out. You count these, Caitlin? Yep. You know I'm not. Here we go, deep breath, and drive out. Awesome. So now she's going to come back to that neutral position or table position, if you will. She's going to do her T-spine rotation. So one hand's going to go behind her head. The other arm's driving the floor away from her. Now she's going to rotate under and then open up here, following her elbow with her eyes, again trying to catch a peek behind her elbow, trying to stack her shoulders over her wrist, and she wants to move her whole torso here, her whole thoracic spine, if you will, and opening up. Now, she knows how she's trying to stay nice and still through her hips. She doesn't want her hips to sway with her or shift from side to side. Wall up those abs nice and tight and suck your belly button in towards your spine. Then we're going to go to the other side here, opening up, rotating under. Now, if you're having some trouble keeping your hips from shifting on you, just sit your butt back further, and that'll take that out of the equation for you, really help you focus on opening up that thoracic spine. Deep breath in, and then push that air out. Always focusing on breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, pushing the ground away from you with that other arm. So now from here, we're going to go back into a pike position for our pike walks. Driving those palms into the floor, and now she's going to pedal one heel to the floor at a time. The other leg's going to bend and come up to the ball of her foot. Should feel a nice stretch through your calf and hamstring of that straightened leg. Focusing on pushing the ground away from you and keeping your chest pushed down towards your toes. Trying to open up those hips and those calves and hamstrings here. Focusing again on that breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. From here, she's going to go back to that push-up position. She's going to work on those Spider-Man steps. So she's going to bring one foot up and then drop that same elbow down toward the heel, taking that deep breath and then switching legs. Here we go. Now, if you need to, you can also lower your back knee to the floor, but focus on trying to keep your heel in contact with the floor the whole time. So if you're getting up onto your toes, go wider with your foot, so that you can keep that heel on the floor. We're really trying to open up those hips here, stretching out those adductors. There we go. Nice, taking deep breaths. And then as you're starting to get a little more warmed up here, you can take a pace that's a little more accelerated. You don't want to go fast here, but you might be able to get a quick 1 or 2 second stretch in on each leg as you go through these. Again, you feel free to leave that knee on the floor, that back leg. From here, She's going to come up, and we're going to go into some Frankenstein. So she's going to reach high for the ceiling, thinking long like a swimmer, reaching for that wall. She's going to kick one foot up and reach for that foot with the opposite toe. Now, it's not important to touch the toe. What we really want to think about is trying to keep that standing leg as straight as you can, driving that heel into the floor. And if your range of motion is smaller than Caitlin's, that's fine. Just focus on going through that range of motion and feeling that stretch. You should feel it through the hamstring of the leg that's coming up here. Reaching for the ceiling with that other arm, reaching for the toe with that opposite hand. From there, we're going to go into sumo squats, taking a nice wide step here, sit that butt down, and then press up and over. As you squat down, take a deep breath in. As you come back up, push that air out. There we go. Now, you might want to start with a smaller step, and then as you start to get warmed up, you can start going a little wider with each squat, making sure that you stay on your heels, taking that deep breath in, push that air out as you come back up, just really trying to open up those hips here. Again, big chest. Now from here, we're just going to go into some jumping jacks. So reaching high overhead, kick those feet apart. Now, if this is hard on your knees, you just step one foot out at a time as you go through these. Either one's going to be fine. Here we go. And then she's going to go into scissor jacks, squeezing those shoulder blades. She's scissoring her arms and she's scissoring her legs. Notice how she kicks those feet back and plants that foot on the floor behind her. She's not kicking in front of her, she's kicking her feet back. Here we go. Nice. And that's our last exercise of our warm-up. So at this point, your heart rate should be slightly elevated, ready to do some more work, or just get on with your day, or get back to whatever work you're doing after you gave yourself some time to refresh. So give this warm-up a try before you do any workout, or as part of your morning or evening routine, and I guarantee you're going to see some results from it. Let us know what you think about this workout, and we look forward to seeing you soon.